Welcome to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress, the podcast where wedding planning meets peace of mind.
We're two seasoned wedding pros bringing you real talk, expert tips, and insider advice to help you plan your big day without the burnout.
Whether you are newly engaged, knee-deep in planning, or just love all things weddings, you're in the right place.
So say yes to less stress and tune in every month for your dose of wedding wisdom. Well, welcome back, you all, to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. I'm Erika.
And I'm Tracy. Say yes to less stress. I love that. Say yes to less stress.
Yes.
Girl, we all need to say yes to less stress. So today we are tackling the thought-provoking question. Who is the wedding really for?
Yikes, yikes, yikes. Look, Tracy, I don't know if our listeners are going to be too happy once we're finished. But we vowed to keep it real, right?
Right.
And shed light on our podcast. So we're here to educate, to enlighten. And so while our couples often focus on their wants during their wedding process, which nothing is wrong with that, but it's so important that they consider their guests' needs and experiences, right?
Yes. I really, truly believe that it's about your guests. I know it's about you, the couple. It's your wedding, you're celebrating, but you're inviting guests to come. Yes. Exactly. You're inviting guests to come celebrate with you. So you need to make it an experience for your guests.
Yes.
So we're going to dive in. So Erika, why do you think this is such an important topic for our viewers?
I think it's important because, of course, many couples start their planning process with a vision that's entirely centered around their preferences, their wants, and I get it. Who hasn't been dreaming about that big day? I remember being in the second grade, wanting a house with a little white picket fence and 2.5 kids. In second grade, girl, I remember drawing on my book my little picket fence house and my little kids with their little ponytails in second grade. What I know about being married, but
yes. But you dreamed that your wedding would be what?
Yes, I dreamt that my wedding would be this. So I definitely get why they feel like that, but I do think they forget about that experience, right?
Yes. I mean, it's their special day after all. We get it. But in doing so, that they sometimes lose sight of the whole event, of the experience. It's an experience for anybody who comes. It's an experience for us, the wedding planner.
Yes.
We want to make sure that the experience is worth it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Girl, you said it's even an experience for us, and you're absolutely right. That's probably going to be a whole nother segment. But, how do you make your vendors and your planner have a great experience too? But one thing that I don't think that they realize, and I don't think it's intentional, but you got guests coming out of their way to celebrate you, whether it's them having to travel. Some of them have to take off of work. I mean, even in our LA market, it could take you 2 to 3 hours just to get across town. So I don't think that they really focus on that. So
yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that, because when clients are looking for their venue, I don't think they are thinking, wow, this is 5 hours away. I mean, when I say 5 hours away, because you mentioned 2 to 3 hours to get from one place, it could be 30 miles.
Yes, absolutely.
And they choose this location that may be in the canyon, in Malibu, or Fallbrook or wherever
Yeah.
it may be, there's a road that's dark that the guests have to drive to, right? It's
Yeah.
fine to drive to, but after you have been partying and drinking, guess what? You got to
Yes.
drive home, right? Even if you got
Right.
to drive to a hotel, you
Yes.
still have to drive down that canyon. And I know for
Yes.
me, and I'm not even drinking at the wedding,
Right.
I
Right.
know
Right.
it's scary for us leaving
Yes.
late night
Absolutely.
down the canyon on the
Yeah.
freeway. However, I think when you are choosing a venue, yeah, you choose what you want because it's your
Right. Right.
wedding.
Right. Right.
But take into consideration, but let me see if there's a hotel 5 miles away or 10 miles away so that guests have that option to stay closer to the venue so they don't have to drive all the way home, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And then also, I know some couples don't think about, um, you know, the weather. So if they're
Yeah.
choosing an
Yeah.
outside
Right. Right.
venue that you don't even
Yeah.
have an option to go inside,
Right.
think about the heat,
Yes.
think
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
the weather, if it's going to rain,
Right.
right?
Right.
If
The
it's
wind.
windy.
Yes. Yes. That's a true thing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I know some of your couples probably have done this, and some of mine have, where they, offer. If it's cold, they know it's going to be cold. They have
Mm-hmm.
blankets, really cute
Mm-hmm.
blankets with their
Right.
initials
Right.
on it or
Yeah.
something, and
Yeah.
they give it to offer it to their guests.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then if they're having a beach wedding,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have to let
Yeah.
the ladies know what type of
Right.
shoes to wear, right?
Right, right. With the high heels and go sink in the sand. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
I've seen so
Mhm.
many guests show up to a wedding unprepared. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, it's a rocky pathway that you have to get
Right,
to the actual
right.
ceremony. And they're
Yeah.
like tiptoeing, trying to figure out how to
Yes.
get there. It's,
Right.
yeah, no one's
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. So, you even talked about the venue and like once they get to the venue and having to leave these winding roads, but
Mm-hmm.
even the travel logistics, like most of these places like Joshua Tree or
Mm-hmm.
Fallbrook, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful properties. But what you don't think about is, well, I got a guest that's flying in. Which airport do they have to fly into? And
Right.
then once they fly into that airport, how are they going to get from point A to point B? Because if you fly into LAX, Joshua Tree is about 3 hours from there, right?
Yep.
If yeah, so
Yep.
just the travel logistics. And again, we're not saying that you don't do this, but in choosing this, you might have to do a little extra planning to provide logistics, travel logistics for your guests. So,
And that is exactly where we come in. When you hire a planner first, not
yes.
hire a wedding management, a wedding coordinator. When you hire
Mm-hmm,
a planner starts there with you.
mm-hmm,
And they're going to walk you through and they're going to offer suggestions. They're going to tell you, like, this is the
mm-hmm.
way you should do it
Yes.
versus we get the information later
Yes. Yes.
and we're like, ooh, why did you do that? And
Right.
so
Right.
it's a lot.
Right. And we said this not because we're planners, but we're here to educate. Like, I really like when a couple picks us first because now we have a lens into their venue. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes you see what they don't see. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times I say, send me your vision pictures. And then they'll
Right.
send them. And I say, oh, you like purple lighting. And they were like, purple lighting? I was like, yeah, all your pictures got purple lighting. They were like, oh, I didn't pay attention to that. I just like the like the
table.
chair right on the table. So I said that, like, you will see things. Like, even when you and I together, you're like, oh, Erika, look at this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, you do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of outside venues, and some of the things that you think about, I'm like, oh wow, like you said, the
Mm-hmm.
blankets. If
Mm-hmm.
it's windy, your planner's testing the wind, testing when the sun sets. So
Absolutely. And then
yeah.
also providing flip-flops for your guests. A lot of clients
Mm-hmm,
have done that where they provide
mm-hmm,
flip-flops. Even if
mm-hmm.
it's inside, outside, whatever, they'll provide some little flip-flops so the ladies who have their heels and their feet are hurting. They can't
Right. Yeah.
change shoes.
Cause
I love that. I love that.
yes, I do
Yeah.
too.
I love when clients put toiletries in the bathroom for their guests,
Oh,
mints and
yes.
gum and
I
lotion and
love that.
deodorant or whatever. I think that
Yes.
is such a great experience because
Hmm.
sometimes you forget, your floss. You
Yes.
just ate. You want
No.
to floss your
Yes.
teeth.
Yes. Yes. I don't know about you, but that takes me back to remember the old restroom porters. I'm really probably dating
Yes.
myself, but you will go in the restroom, and when you're done, do you need some lotion? Do you, girl? I
Absolutely.
love
I
that.
love that. I do
Hmm.
love that when you
Hmm.
have a restroom attendant
Hmm. Hmm.
helping with
Yes.
those things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, that's a
Hmm.
great experience. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think couples should think about guest experiences
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
planning their wedding. So,
Yes, absolutely. So let me ask you this. We've talked about wedding parties and not having them. And so if you don't have a wedding party, that takes everybody out of the picture. And I think we support that. But how can you incorporate your guests so they could have an experience with you in your ceremony? Like, how can you pull them in with that, Tracy?
so first, let me just be honest. Mm, I like wedding parties, but then again, I don't like wedding parties. But I
Mhm.
think I'm
Yeah,
coming from
yeah.
another perspective when it comes to rounding
Right.
them all up to take
Right,
pictures
right.
and get them
Absolutely.
down the
Right.
aisle. And then when it's
Yeah.
too many, it doesn't fit.
Mhm.
It's a
Mhm.
lot going on. So
Mhm.
I love it when a couple just have, like their best man and their maid of honor or matron of honor, right?
Right, right.
And then, they can have the flower girl and the ring bearer, which is
Mhm.
fine. I think when you have a lot of friends,
Mhm.
how they can help you behind the scenes, not
Mhm.
necessarily be
Mhm.
a part of the
Okay.
wedding
Okay.
ceremony and the
Okay.
reception and all
Uh-huh.
of that. I
Uh-huh.
think they should be a supportive group that helps you while you're getting ready, helps you,
Mhm.
do you need
Mhm.
anything to eat? Because sometimes I think that the couple think it's the planner's responsibility to make sure that they get food while they're getting their
Right.
hair and makeup done or
Right.
whatever. I don't know where they got that from. Maybe that's a service that some planners offer. I don't.
Mhm.
But I think
Mhm.
that your bridal party or non-bridal party, if they're wanting to help, then I think that they should help you in the areas where you truly need it, which is behind the
Mhm.
scenes. Like
Okay.
some people bringing items to the venue. Some people, it's a lot. If
Mhm.
things need to get done that is out of our scope of business,
Mhm.
that those are the people who should help. So
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, but I mean, so that is still all a part of the experience, though, because you hit the nail on the head. This is a side that people never really see. The
Mm-hmm.
experience starts behind the curtain. So, yeah,
Yes.
oh my gosh, you hit the nail on the head. So, how do we make all of this experience better? It's by doing all of these things behind the scenes.
Right.
Oh
Right.
my goodness, you shedding a
Yep.
light. Look, can you
Yep.
see the light bulb just went on? Oh my gosh. But I don't know if
It's
you
true.
ever, it's hard to articulate all of the things that really go into planning a wedding. You see this amazing,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful setup, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't see everything that we're doing behind the scenes to
Yes.
create that experience, not just for the couple, but for their
For the
guests as
guests.
well. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work that goes on,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
lot of puzzle fixing, putting it
Yes.
together and making
Yes.
sure all the vendors
Mhm.
aligned and
Mhm.
and do their part because
Mhm.
sometimes um, we miss things. So if we
Mhm.
have a
Mhm.
great vendor team,
Yes.
we all come together like, oh, you don't have
Mhm.
this, I have this. You need help over here, I'll help you. And I
Mhm.
don't mind helping. Like when
Mm-mm.
when
Mm-mm.
my couple say, oh, do you help? Do you do the setup? No, I don't do the setup. But guess what? I get in and get dirty too.
Absolutely.
I
We
don't
in
want
the
to see
trench.
nothing undone, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to make
Yes.
sure that you have a wonderful experience with my
Mhm.
service.
Mhm.
I might not say I do those things, but sometimes we have to do those things. We
Yeah.
have to come together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as we're talking about the experience, like we want to make sure the couple has a great experience, but it's important for their guests because think about it, they have a lot of different um, groups within there. So we got the family group, we got the friend group, we got the um, work group. And if somebody in the friend group ain't having a great experience, that could affect our couple's experience, which then can affect the whole. So it's really about thinking about that entire experience,
Yeah. So I know in the beginning the question was, who's the wedding for, right?
Yes.
So I guess for what I'm getting from our conversation is really for the guests. Even though it's the couple's wedding.
What? I saw they're not gonna be happy with us when we did, but we
because
bow.
Guess what? Yeah. You're paying for the guests.
Yes, you're never looked at it like that. You're paying for the guests.
You're paying for the guests. That's where your money's going. So guess what? It's a guest experience. So the wedding is for your guests. It ain't for you. I mean, well, it is for you, but you know what I mean.
Right. You go to the movie and you pay your ticket for an experience. You're paying for a ticket for your guests to have an experience.
Girl.
Like what? Like what?
Yes. It really just hit me, even though when the couple comes with their budget and I'm like, well, you're paying for the food. That's, so you're paying for your guests to eat.
Yes.
So you either have 300 guests, 200 guests, or 100 guests, or 75.
Right. Yes.
You choose.
Yes. Absolutely. Because we know about 50% of the budget, 45 to 50, goes to just feeding your guests.
And drinking.
Yes. That's a lot. So you better make sure they having a good time. You spending a lot of money. If you want a return on your investment, you better make sure they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Wow. Girl, so Trey, I done got so excited because I could tell that idea just came and it just hit me like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you are paying. So it is a guest experience.
It is a guest experience. That's what the wedding's for, the guests.
Oh my gosh. Girl, look, coin that up and sell it. How about that? Wow.
So I know we need to take a break, right?
Yeah, I know. So let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
When we come back, we'll talk about finding that balance, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. See you soon. We want to give a big shout out to our amazing sponsors. Thank you to Flawless Weddings and Events for your incredible design and planning. A huge thank you to Flawless Flowers for their amazing arrangements. We also appreciate Erika's Elegance Weddings and Events for your creativity. Let's not forget our musical director, Tony Bowers. You keep the energy high for us. A big thank you to BYC Photography for capturing our special moments. And last but not least, thank you to our awesome team at Power of Praise Network. We appreciate your support. We couldn't do this without you. And to our viewers, don't forget to check out our amazing sponsors. Until next time, bye.
Well, welcome back. So, Erika, we just had a light bulb moment, right?
Yes, I love it.
Yes, and before we did the break, we told our listeners that we'll be back with helping them find the balance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, how can couples strike a balance between their desires and their guest experiences?
Woo, look. So, based upon what we just left with, it maybe shouldn't be a balance, but if we gotta have a little bit of the balance, I think one way is to incorporate elements that their guests will feel and enjoy. Like, so for instance, music, I keep hearing this theme woven that music is the universal language for everything.
It
So,
is.
for me, I love all types of music, but if I had a party that I just had a party, don't judge me, y'all. But I
Mm.
love rap music. So I will be having rap music all day long. But my guests just wouldn't enjoy that. So figuring out how to incorporate all types of musical genres so that it's a little bit for everybody, so they're not always just sitting there like, I just have nothing to connect with. So although I
Mhm.
love rap, I often see guests make the music playlist about what they like, and most of the
Mhm.
times, and so using me as an example, none of my guests would be up. But when I add a little bit of everything, everybody would be up. So that's one way I would
Right.
incorporate, having your
And
guests feel a piece of it. Yeah.
right. And that goes back to guest experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
yeah. I like it when, they allow their guests to choose songs that they
Yeah.
love so that
Hmm.
they don't have to go up to the DJ and say, "Can you play this? Can you play that?" Oh my goodness. I'm like, why do you bug? I mean, you always have that one person that goes up to
Yes.
the DJ and be like, can
Yes.
you play this? So if the couple allows them to choose their favorite songs or what they
Hmm.
want to hear, then they can go ahead and add it to their playlist. So I
Yes.
love that
Yes.
idea. I
Yes.
really, really do. And then
Hmm.
I also love when, couples decide to have like a little dance off
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
with the
talking my
guests.
language.
It's so fun. Like I love seeing everyone just being happy and
Yeah.
dancing and enjoying the
Mhm,
evening. So I
mhm,
just, yeah, girl, I
mhm,
love. And I love when, oh, I know this,
mhm,
I thought about this I know, when we
mhm,
were talking earlier, but is when you allow guests to choose what they want to eat at the wedding. So you give them
mhm,
options, right?
mhm, mhm,
Because I feel like, I mean, I've had certain couples say, we're only having this, and if you don't eat it,
mhm,
that's
mhm,
don't eat
mhm.
it. And
Right.
that's just not right. I just think
Yeah.
if you just say we're having chicken, because you've
Mhm.
had weddings where they just had chicken,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and you're like, well, what about the person who does not eat chicken?
Yes.
They don't have to be a
Absolutely.
vegetarian, but they might
Right.
not like chicken.
Yes.
So, well,
Yeah.
that's okay. Then they just will eat the sides. And I just think
Mhm.
that's really rude, right? I think
Yeah.
you should have an option of different choices, whether they're vegetarian or they like
Mhm.
beef or fish,
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
love when you allow your guests to choose what they want to eat.
And that makes sense because you're a big foodie, so I know that
I
is,
am.
yeah.
I'm a huge foodie. I love food.
Mhm. No, and I love too, but you like food. Like I'm that traditional. Just give me that steak. But
Right.
you have such an amazing palate, and when I say foodie, I'm being serious. Like I admire that in you, that you will try different
Uh-huh.
things, and then
Yeah.
even you have the experience of pairing it with a drink.
I love
So
it.
I mean, I
I
didn't
love
call you Tracy. Okay, I'm gonna have a steak. Should I do a red wine, white wine? What should I do?
Listen, that is like my specialty. I love wine pairing with my food.
Yes.
And I learned that years ago when my husband and I went to Napa
Uh-huh.
and we were doing wine tasting. And
Mm-hmm.
so they were saying, oh, this cheese goes with this wine,
Mm-hmm.
this meat goes with that wine. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just like in heaven. I mean, I
Yes.
light up. When someone say you want to do some wine tasting,
Yes.
I light up. So I love food pairing with different drinks. Love it, love it,
Yes.
love it.
I know. And so I could see you talking about that. In fact, I do with my clients from just like experiencing it with you. Like, hey, maybe get one wine that you compare with
With,
this food, giving them
yes,
different
yes,
food options. And now
yes.
you're giving experience, like you said, going to Napa. That's what they do. They pair wines with different stuff. Right.
Absolutely,
So now you bringing
absolutely.
that to the wedding. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I
I
love
love a good glass of champagne
it.
to
Mm-hmm.
start. I
Mm-hmm.
love my white wine with my fish, my
Mm-hmm.
red wine with my beef. Ah, I'm
Oh
in
my God.
heaven.
And for y'all who like me, who didn't know anything about that, just give me some red, sweet wine for everything, or some dessert wine. I didn't even know the sweeter wines were dessert wines until I started hanging with my girls. So look.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I love the drink pair, but also what about cocktails? Signature cocktails. Like,
yes,
yeah.
I am a fan of the couple doing their signature
Mm-hmm.
cocktail. I
Mm-hmm.
love it when, the guys, they have their whiskey or their
Mm-hmm.
bourbon drinks,
Yes.
and the girls have their little flirty, cutie,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, different names they come up
Mm-hmm.
with. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And I think that should be a part of it, especially
Mm-hmm.
during cocktail hour.
Yes.
It just lets the guests know, like, this is what we like to drink, so we want to
Uh-huh.
share it with you.
Yes, yeah. And
Mhm.
I have honestly seen a lot of fun conversations around it. Like, oh, this is
Yes.
hers. Oh, this is, oh, yeah, I know she likes this. Oh, he likes it. I love
Uh-huh.
to see it's really a conversational piece as
It
well.
is.
So,
Very
yeah.
fun. Very fun.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah. So, some other things that I have seen, which is a little bit different coming up, but couples are having games at their events. So, like doing the cocktail hour, having
Mhm.
these life size games, which I honestly kind of like seeing that,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
oftentimes during cocktail hour, you're off taking pictures with your bridal party and your guests are just sitting there. Of course, you have food
Mhm.
and drinks, but giving them something to do during that hour kind of just
Mhm.
says, hey, we thought about you as well, and we want you to participate in this time.
Participate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I've only had like maybe one or two clients had games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a fan of it. I can say I'm not a fan of it because I feel like the cocktail hour goes by so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
That, like you said, you have, appetizers being passed, you have the drinks flowing, people go to the restroom, they're looking around at the venue, taking photos behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes, blah, blah, blah. I think games are okay, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a fan of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, I'm kind of okay, so let me tell you why I'm not as big of a fan is because you usually have
Mhm.
to look all of these huge, big, oversized games, and you just literally have only this window of time to get it done. And so that's a
Mhm.
piece of it. But I think some other experiences that I've seen, some couples have hired a magician to come.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And so that's
yes.
fun,
Yes.
or
I
even a
like that.
caricature person, but something
Yes. Yes.
to,
Some fun
to
activation.
yes, I love it. Love it.
Yes.
Activation.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I do like that. And
Mhm.
then that's where the photo booth comes in too. Most
Yeah.
couples have their photo booth during the reception, which I think is okay, but I think it takes away from the reception. I think your
Mhm.
photo booth probably should start at the cocktail hour and then maybe
Mhm.
have a little bit of time for the reception because most photo booths are like 2 to 3 hours.
Right, right,
So
right.
I would do
Yeah.
2 hours and let that
Mhm.
take place during the cocktail hour and then
Yeah.
maybe like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not uh,
No,
I'm
that's
going
a
to be
toss
real
up.
now. I'm not really a big fan of the photo booths anymore. I mean, I used to be when they first came out, but I'm not
Mhm.
really, I don't push the photo booths.
Yeah.
But my clients, they like it. So they want
Mhm.
it, they have to have it. And that's fine
Mhm.
too. But
Yes.
it's just coming up with the right time
That's it. I
when the
think,
photo
yeah.
booth should
Right.
really be present. Because sometimes they're scheduling them and I always have to reschedule it because they're
Yes.
right in the middle of dinner. And I'm
Yes.
like, they have to set up and then they're going to be making noise and it's going to be a
Right.
distraction. I
Right.
said, so it's got to be some kind of way they come in at the right time when
Right.
maybe when they start dancing and then that
Yes.
gives them some
Right.
activities. I don't know.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
so let's talk about this.
Hmm.
What a lot of clients don't see and most planners don't like. I don't like anybody setting up once my guests are there. Like that.
Absolutely.
And so it's not
I
that
cringe.
right. It's not that I want you to have 5 hours with the photo booth, but if they can't set up
Hmm.
before and then come back, that is just to me just not a good look. I
It's
just
not.
yeah.
It's
So
not.
So we're not saying you can't have a photo booth, but we're
Right.
recommending that, like you said, it's become more of a scheduling hassle, really.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I
Yep.
think like I share that with you. The cocktail hour is ideal because honestly, when people go in and you start the formalities with dinner and
Mm-hmm.
everything like
Mm-hmm.
that, people are not going back to the photo booth until dance time, which is like
Yes.
2.5 hours in. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
You know, another thing that I like when the couples create a website and they have their guests interact on the
yeah.
website.
I
So
do. I love that
I
too.
do like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like to go read and see the little stories, or even if they upload pictures and they're like, "Oh, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even know you had that picture." So yeah, I
Yes.
love that too.
I
I
do
love.
love that.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That's a great guest experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what's a unique thing that you've done from a guest experience perspective?
A unique thing.
Well, let me not say unique, but something that you like, oh, this really made it about the guest experience, because you gave some wonderful ideas. I'm telling you, I will hire you for that food and drink pair. Like, people don't really understand the value of that.
Right.
Seriously.
So I remember one of my couples created a coloring book of themselves
No way.
for the kids that were going to be attending their wedding.
Oh, how cute. I
And
love it.
so they set up, a matter of fact, I wasn't even the coordinator for this wedding. I was helping Fallon with flowers. So we
Okay.
had to do some flowers, and they had a table set up, like the kids' corner set
Uh-huh.
up, and they
Uh-huh.
had um, coloring books. So I'm thinking just regular coloring books. But
Uh-huh.
when I
Uh-huh.
saw the books, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the couple. It was so well put together. I said,
Wow.
this is beautiful.
Uh-huh.
So I think that was a unique thing. So I didn't do it personally, but I
Mhm.
saw it and I just
Mhm.
felt like, oh my God, this is like the greatest idea. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I think I've never seen it done after that or anything, but
Mhm.
I just think
Mhm.
that was very, very nice.
I actually had something similar to that, but ours was an activity book, and so the
Oh,
couple at the time had a kid, and they didn't want the kids in the main space because it was like
hmm,
just really well put together. But they created a reception for the kids, and so it was a kids
beautiful.
corner. They had their own room. They actually
Uh-huh.
hired nannies in, and so
Oh,
they did an activity book that I created, and it was like some of their son's favorite things. So he loved to connect the dots.
oh,
So it was very intentional, and the
uh-huh.
kids got to take it home, and so they had their own little like reception. It was
I
pretty cool.
love that.
Yeah, it
I
was about
love that. So
10
you
kids in there.
created it? You
I
create.
did. I created it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So,
I like that.
yeah. So I actually found one. I was unpacking some stuff, and I kept one. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this it was his." I'm not gonna say his name. Activity
Mm-hmm.
book. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah."
that's
So
a great idea. That's especially if you're going to have kids at the wedding.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give them
Because
something
you
to
got to
do.
keep them entertained. Like the
Yes.
reality of it is kids need to be entertained. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
just, you can't
Mm-hmm.
get around that. So yeah. Oh my God. So I think we
Wow.
said that this is about the guest experience. You shed that light on it, that light bulb, and
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
is there
Oh my goodness.
anything else you would add, or is that?
I'm thinking, I was like, wow, it just seems like we can go on, but I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
covered a lot.
Mhm.
And yeah, this wraps up our discussion, Erica.
Oh my God. I don't want it to end, friend.
I
No,
know.
no.
I know, but
Oh my gosh.
that's
Yeah.
all we got.
Okay, that's all we got. So we
All
hope,
we got
yeah.
today.
Okay, okay.
All right. Well, to our audience, I
Yes.
hope that this episode inspires you and you consider your guests during the planning process. And I hope that this leads to more enjoyable experiences for everyone.
Yes, ditto. I second that. And we thank you for joining in with us and growing with us.
Yes.
And please don't forget to subscribe and share. Tag your friends. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And we thank you for joining us every session.
Yes. Until next time, say yes to less stress.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share with someone planning their big wedding day.
Until next time, say yes to clarity, confidence, and calm.